Hello everyone, and welcome to today's SugarRush session. I'm Ryan, and I'm thrilled to see you joining us today to explore how we can transform customer feedback into actionable insights that drive business growth. In today's digital landscape, customer reviews aren't just feedback. They're valuable data points that can revolutionize how we understand and serve our customers. That's exactly what we'll be diving into today with our speakers. So, moving on to our hosts, I'm delighted to introduce Sara Tatam. She's our head of sales at Provident CRM, who brings expertise in helping business optimize their customer relationship strategies. Sara has been an instrumental piece in implementing successful CRM solutions across various industries and understanding the critical role of customer feedback in business growth. So heaps and heaps of experience. Joining Sara today is Kate Devos, Regional Sales Director at SugarCRM. Kate has been at the forefront of helping organizations leverage technology to build stronger customer relationships and drive business success. So welcome, Sara. Welcome, Kate, to today's SugarRush session.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. Really excited to show you the Trustpilot integration today.
So before we begin, let's just run through some quick housekeeping items. So the duration of today's SugarRush is going to be 30 minutes long. If you can unmute yourself and open your cameras to ask anything you like, any questions you want, and we'll try to give you the best answers possible, like we always do. Or just submit your questions via the Q&A in the chat box, and we'll get to them at the end of the session. The attendees will receive the video at the end as well, so look forward to receiving that. So today, they'll be sharing their expertise on understanding the role customer reviews, real-life examples of effectively managing customer feedback, challenges in managing review processes, the benefits of integrating customer reviews with CRM, the value and examples of Trustpilot reviews integration with the CRM, and most exciting, a live demonstration of our new Sugar Outfitters plugin that brings the power of Trustpilot reviews directly into your SugarCRM environment. And that will be followed by a live Q&A. So without further ado, I present to you, Kate, to kick off things. So yeah, please, Kate, take control of the slide if you can, just the button at the top there, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ryan. That's great. Thank you so much. So moving forward, I guess the first question always is, what's the role of customer feedback? Why do we need to capture it? Well, we know that it's a huge differentiator for businesses. And one of the quotes that actually comes from Salesforce's own research is that if a customer's service is excellent, 75% of consumers will do business with them again, even if you make a mistake. You've often heard the expression of, it's not the mistake that you make, it's how you actually handle that mistake that actually drives the value. But then if you don't know what's happening and you don't get the feedback, how can you actually react? So one of the big value between it is obviously creating that bridge between yourself as the business and your customers. So you've got a bridge now between what's going on in the field, what reactions are to how you're doing things. From another point, obviously, is understanding how well your products or services are doing. So getting that feedback informs what you do from a product development perspective and can guide service improvements. And we'll see that in some of the examples that we present. And finally, in terms of, where do you go next with your developments? If you know what customers want, it will support what you do in product development, supporting innovation, and allowing you to be competitive in your marketplace. So I guess everyone here is already using a CRM. I'd be interested to know actually if that is the case. I don't know, do you have a poll or anything asking that question, Ryan?
We could set a poll up, or if you have any questions on that, we could run it as and when people need to.
Brilliant. We can ask that at the end, actually, maybe when questions and answers come in. But it's just curious, often if you're very customer centric, you'll be managing the customer information. So feedback is important.
100%.
So looking at some of the big brands, and the reason they're big brands is obviously because they take service seriously. So looking first at Starbucks, they collate a lot of feedback from their customers through their own platform called My Starbucks Ideas platform. And there they get all sorts of information and feedback. And if you're wondering how some of these crazy flavors get developed, such as, I think for Halloween, they had something about pumpkin coffees or something. But that must have all come through feedback saying, hey, but let's do something new. The result of that and being responsive to their customers has allowed them to improve customer satisfaction and loyalty and really drive their position in the marketplace. Another big household name, Airbnb. I think most people will have used that at some point. But again, they're analyzing their customer feedback really online to understand what's going well and kind of change how they've actually created and change the interface between their customers as well as actually their hosts. So again, that's resulted in increased customer satisfaction and trust as well, which is a key measure for Airbnb. And finally, Slack. Again, most people are using Slack nowadays. How does it become a big brand? Because it has been able to be very responsive. It actually carries out its customer feedback through direct channels, really kind of focusing on that experience for the user. Again, as a result, they've got high user satisfaction and a very high adoption rate, which again is reflected in their market position. So really big brands focus on this very, very strongly. But again, we're not a big brand necessarily. As a mid-sized company, we know it's really, really important to kind of keep that experience high, particularly if you're relying on repeat business. And after more than one bad experience, the impact of that can mean that a customer would actually move away and do business with one of your competitors. So if we think about, how do we sort of capture and manage all these different data points? And they're, if you're capturing them through various different means, then obviously it's difficult to collate that and analyze them. So if you're monitoring multiple platforms, that can be a challenge. The other thing is obviously in terms of that speed and ability to respond. If you're getting feedback and you just leave it, it's not going to have the impact. If anything, it could actually put people off, which brings me to the next point of having mismanaged or even neglected reviews. Really, really important to take on board that feedback and act. Obviously, if you've got separate feedback systems and a CRM, and obviously you want to bring that together so you have a holistic view, then you're going to have to take that information, put it in the CRM, which takes time again. So it's not the most efficient way of doing it, which is why Providence looked at how do we fuse these together. Fragmented data, again, much harder to then analyze that data and capture those trends and patterns. So if we bring that again together, we'll be able to improve on that. And if you've got those disparate systems, it's hard to get that unified view of the customer experience, that sentiment across sales, service, and marketing. So all those customer touch points, you kind of want to bring that all together. So what are the benefits of bringing that in together? I kind of touched on that already, but I touched on that kind of the piece around reporting and analytics. We know that knowledge is power. The more data that you have and the more that you can leverage that data, the more power you have in your hands to do something with it. So really we're looking to leverage that insight to drive some of that strategic decision making across the business. Again, by bringing it all together into the CRM, you've got that holistic customer view across sales, service, marketing, and you've got that single source of truth for that customer. It also allows you to be much more proactive. If you've got a real-time review of what's going on, you're getting automatic notifications of when someone's left a review, you can really accelerate the speed at which you can respond and do something about that. It may just be something personal, say, thanks, and we can automate that response as well. Just say, thanks, received your review, we're looking into that, really helpful to have that. So again, it's building that connection between your business and the customer. You can also identify kind of customers that might be at risk of actually kind of churning because of sort of the feedback they give or the lack of feedback. You're kind of looking at patterns and trends that would give you that information. And obviously, if you're getting negative feedback, you can do something about it. So you can actually improve retention and prevent those customers from moving to somewhere else. As I said, it's about how you deal with that feedback, not necessarily about the actual experience itself. So strengthening the relationships is undoubtedly you're undoubtedly going to strengthen those relationships because you've got a more personal connection with your customer and you can respond to them more accurately. And obviously personalization by having everything in one system, so you know how much they spend with you, what issues they've had in the past. Everything about that customer is in one screen through your CRM. So that's kind of the really exciting part, and I know that when Sara demonstrates that, you'll be able to see that. So in terms of, why do we do this? This is a tool that kind of brings it all together. Well, number one, it's going to hit your bottom line. If you're able to really provide that excellent competitive service, you're going to be differentiated from your competitors. So that competitive advantage is key. That relationship with your customer is going to be strengthened, but also thinking through not just around what your customer is doing, but what are they saying about you? What's the potential business that their positive experience will bring back to you, and obviously referencing them as a referral as well. So if they're giving you good feedback, you can go to them and say, hey, really pleased that you like what we're doing for you. Would you share this with another customer? So really powerful. And then from a kind of the culture perspective, when you've got sales, marketing, and services working together as a team, and able to see what's happening across that customer account, it really drives collaboration, and everyone's got a stake in the game and much more likely to actually kind of collaborate around that sort of customer-centric culture, which businesses are really trying so hard to create. So a lot of value in kind of bringing that all together into the one system. So the last example I just wanted to talk through is some sort of two companies here which have actually brought Trustpilot and integrated it into their CRM. One is a UK energy provider. So they use Trustpilot data to track customer sentiment and service quality, which allows them to really analyze that data. So that's enabled them to be much more responsive in terms of the resolution and manage issues much more effectively. So again, what would that impact? Loyalty, customer loyalty, and trust. So there's a lot of energy providers now that I see who are really, really digging in on this to try and really differentiate. And the other, interestingly, is a health and nutrition company who used their Trustpilot integration to better understand kind of what customers want, how they're feeling about the products, and also what reviews are trending. So again, from a marketing perspective, that's really powerful because they can then create more effective campaigns, and it can also impact the product launches that they kind of deliver. So that leads me on very nicely to Sara's demo, which I'm sure you're all waiting for.
Can I just jump in there, Kate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for people watching. Could you give a thumbs up or a yes into the chat if you're currently collecting customer reviews of Trustpilot at the moment, or using Trustpilot in any way to see what your customers are saying, what they're liking, what they're disliking, and how it's benefiting, helping your business? If that's something you're doing, just drop a thumbs into the chat or a yes.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Kate, for that. Really good insights there. I think we can all relate to, especially when you were saying it's not about the product or the service, it's sometimes around how you actually dealt with a negative experience. From personal experiences, there are times when I've been not so happy about a service or a product, but then when I've raised that with a company, some of them have really gone over and beyond, and then that's really turned the whole experience around. So some really good insights there. So thank you for that. Great. Oh, and CSAT surveys as well. Perfect. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat there. Right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to be doing a live demo of Trustpilot, the integration with Sugar. I'm happy to answer any questions, at the end. So we'll just get through the demo, and then we have a wrap up slide. And then if we have time, as Ryan mentioned, we'll definitely get on with some questions and answers. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm really hoping you can see the right screen. Can you see a SugarCRM with a list view? Thanks, Kate. Right. Okay. So this is SugarCRM. So I believe actually looking at the attendees we have on here today, you will all know what Sugar looks like and what a list view is. So we don't need to go through that. However, this is still on 14.1, so hopefully, you know, I know over the last few days we've been upgraded to 14.2, so we got the new interface. But in terms of the integration, it'll work exactly the same no matter if you're on 14.1 or 14.2. Okay. So I'm looking at a list view here. So the first thing we have is a module. Okay, so there's a new module called Trustpilot Reviews, which is essentially where the data is being pulled from between Trustpilot into Sugar and from Sugar to Trustpilot, so to speak. So what we can see here is I have 11 records, okay, of which most of them have got a review, and there are 4 that do not have a review. So obviously, just like a normal list view, we can inline edit anything. We can also access focus draws. We can build filters. So you could build filters based on those where a review has been received or reviews been sent or replied to. So all of that information and all of this functionality it still works with the Sugar standard features, which is great. So we can see the related record here. So just to give some examples, this environment I have basically works on, if I have an opportunity, the opportunity is related to a contact or a person or both. At the point of the opportunity being closed won, a Trustpilot review is automatically sent to the person linked to the opportunity. Okay, so this is working on the opportunities module. As you can see, these are opportunities here, but it can work on other modules. Okay, you might have a contract module. So when a contract has expired, let's say you offer a service for 12 months, and at the end of the 12 months, you want to get that feedback. You could have it on an orders module. You could have it on any module. Okay, so this is just because I'm working on a Sugar demo environment. We have it linked with the opportunities module so we can show you the functionality. And we can see the contacts that's related. Yes, they are all me. I only have one email address, and I really did not want to go and create 10 different email addresses for me to be playing around with this. And I'm sure my whole family members didn't want to take part in me sharing their email addresses. So this is all me, but I'm going to show you it working. Don't worry. We can see the score the person gave. Well, I gave, but yeah, you can see the score that the person gave based on the review. We've got the Trustpilot review ID, and let's go in and have a look. So I'm going to click into this one here. So I'm going into the review. Oh, this is a fantastic start. 1 second. Somebody has... sorry, if anybody's got any questions or wants to say something, just while I go and get this password again, it looks like one of my colleagues has gone in and kicked me out for a second.
This is where you want to provide some feedback, Sarah.
I will be with you literally in 10 seconds. I'm just getting the password and popping that in now. Oh, I should have literally hit refresh as soon as we started doing this.
Having all the reviews on screen there is really powerful just to see on your CRM.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm actually blown away by the integration here. It's I think it's truly amazing. So here we go. Hopefully my screen is back. I've clicked into the review. So what you can see is this person purchased 100 calculators. This is at the point now where I was running out of things I could think of selling, and I'm looking at my desk going, oh, there's a calculator. Yes, I still use a traditional calculator. Okay, so we can see the status of that review. We can see if it's gone to a contact, if it went to a company, or it goes to, another record that's related. We can see the contact that did the review. We've got the ID, so this is the email template ID. Okay, I'm going to come to the email template in a second, and we have the template name. So obviously, if you are using Trustpilot at the moment, you'll know that Trustpilot in its whole suite of products there, it has the ability to configure, customize, and use email templates. Okay, so you're still using Trustpilot to do all of that. Okay, so where it's got that template name there, that is the template that's within Trustpilot. So you're not configuring email templates here in Sugar. It's actually integrated with the emails, the templates module within Trustpilot as well. So you're still configuring your templates, your prompts, your messages all within Trustpilot, but we're just being able to recognize the template name that was responded to. If there are any errors, okay, so obviously when we're trying to send reviews out via Trustpilot or collecting them, some of them there might be an error. So all of that information comes back into Sugar, so we'll know if there's an error. If a review wasn't able to send for some reason from Trustpilot, we have all of that coming in here as well. But you can see here that the message was successfully sent, and you can see that the review successfully came back in. So we can see when the invitation was sent, and then down below here we'll be able to see a date of when the review was created, so that, you know, this was literally 2 minutes of sending this customer review, they responded. Okay, so if you ever wanted to report on how long on average does it take for our customers to give a review from the day that we send, you'll be able to do all of that with the Sugar reporting, because this all works with the Sugar's report module as well. Anyway, moving down, you can see I gave it a title. The calculators are great. The actual review itself was extra, you know, speedy delivery, would recommend you to anyone else. Here is the Trustpilot review, so I can click that and it will open Trustpilot and show me that review screen. What it also does as well, though, is it'll tell you if there's any likes, or if other people have liked the review. So all of this, if you are using Trustpilot, you'll know that that information is already there. So we're simply bringing it into Sugar. What I quite like as well is the ability, if you are, you know, bringing all of this into SugarCRM, I think it's really good. Because you're not going to give everybody within your business access to the Trustpilot center itself. So having it integrated with Sugar, they can go and look at the customer they speak to regularly. They can see the review that's been left. They can also see, you know, are they an active Trustpilot reviewer? Because you can then see the number of reviews in total this person has ever left, whether it's with yourselves or with other companies. Anyway, and then obviously the thing that we're always looking out for is this number of stars. This person gave 5 stars. So that's the review coming back into Sugar. What I actually now want to show you is, so with the opportunity that we have here. So yesterday I set this up and I marked it as closed won. That's all I did. New opportunity with a revenue line item and a contact. I marked it as closed won yesterday purely because I didn't want to do it on today's call and you were all potentially waiting 4 or 5 minutes for the email to come to me. So I do have the email in my personal mailbox ready to respond to. So I'm actually going to go ahead and leave a review and show you that now. So please make off you. Okay, so this is my inbox. I've purposely put it on this screen here so you don't see my whole inbox. I'm sure you're not going to want to know about my car insurance renewals and Christmas presents I'm buying people. So here we go. So this is the email I've received based on the Trustpilot email template. So, you know, usual email. If I go ahead and click that here, it's then going to take me up to where I can leave a review. I can go ahead and put here very happy with the TV, whatever else I want to put there, and then hit submit review. After doing that, it's going to take just a few moments. If I go back to the review over here and then hit update review. So I'm just, there is obviously schedulers and workflows that will run in the background to go and get that. But if, for example, you are on the phone to the customer and they say, oh yeah, I've just left you a review, you can go ahead, hit the button, say, do you want me to go and get this review? And as you can see, the information has come straight in from there. Just going over to the report. So here's an example of a report I built, you know, to kind of show me all of the reviews that have been submitted this year so far, break it down by month and then break it down by score. October, we had a review. We had 2 reviews in October. We had 4 reviews in November. And down here you can see both of the reviews in October were a score of 2, whereas so far in November we've had 5 reviews with a score of 5. But it's really important to know that all of this can be driven by the Sugar BPM. Okay, so this is just the straightforward example of it sending out the Trustpilot review once an opportunity is won. But you can have them as well. Let's say, for example, somebody leaves you a review and it's a review score of 2. You might have a BPM process definition monitoring that to maybe set up a call for the salesperson or the account manager. And, you know, of course, if you do get a review and you want to reply to that review, then we also have that feature here as well. So I can go, do I want to reply to the review? Hello, thank you for your review. And then I can go ahead and add the information here. Of course, if it's a negative review, I might not just do a straightforward reply. So that now will go back to the recipient. My personal mailbox now will say you have a review to your a reply to your Trustpilot review. So yeah, any questions or initial thoughts? You know, that was just a really quick overview. I'd be interested in hearing any thoughts you have. I'm just going to get the rest of the slide up. Anybody? No? Okay.
Hi, Sarah. It's Joanne Horn. Can you hear me okay?
We can, Joanne. How are you?
Yes, no, I just want to say that it's really good, and I'm loving the integration piece between, where there's the link there, and you can just flow easily between the Trustpilot platform itself and obviously what you can see in Sugar. As I say, I'm the voice of the customer manager, and we do already use Trustpilot, and we also invite CSAT surveys for our customers, and I look at all that data to provide, it's a holistic view of what looks good and what doesn't look good, so that we can take that away for service improvement. So I think it'll make the whole thing easier. What I was going to ask, and I think when we've run through this previously, I think it is the art of the possible, but where it showed you writing in a reply there to a review, I think this is possible that we could have, so for example, all our 4 and 5 star reviews that come in where we merely need to say a thank you and that we'll pass that information on and it's valued, etc., that we could have automated templates that could go out to customers on those to obviously drive efficiencies within the team that are working them.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fine. So obviously you could have in terms of the Trustpilot platform itself, I'd need to check that. But from a Sugar point of view, using the business process definition with the process email templates, yes, that's fine.
Yeah. Trustpilot themselves launched some AI technology for automation of responses, I want to say April this year. They've previously gone against that because they like everything to look like it's worked by a human, and it's a dedicated response to each customer. But I think they've realized that in the real world, people need to move away from that to obviously drive efficiencies. So they have moved towards that, and we've been using those as a business. So we let the AI technology and machine learning answer those reviews, and that's learned as we've gone along in what sort of tone of voice we use, etc. So that is already working for us, but I think it'll be even better if we can set up automated responses in Sugar.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for those that meet a certain criteria. No, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that and your experience with it so far.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Okay, so just on I think I'm handing back to Ryan now on or is it Kate on the key takeaways, and then I think we're nearly at the end, nearly on time.
Yeah, perfect. 12 o'clock.
There we go.
So the key takeaways from today's session is understanding and acting on customer feedback. It isn't just beneficial, it's essential. It's something we need to do to make sure all our customers are happy and we get the reviews that we need. Integrating Trustpilot feedback with CRM systems enriches customer insights, transforming them into strategic actions that drive business growth. And in regards to business growth, that's what all businesses drive for. Businesses can enhance customer relationships by integrating all feedback channels into a cohesive strategy that truly puts the customer at the center. So this Trustpilot integration with SugarCRM is going to be a really powerful tool if you are getting a lot of reviews or people coming through Trustpilot. It's going to be there at the forefront of your CRM, and you can take action on it straight away.
No, that's great. And I think, again, just to go back to a few things that that Joanne said and how they're using it, and then obviously how they can see a further expansion in other areas of using it. But for the power for me, I actually would like Provident to start using Trustpilot now, because it's to be able to see. So we, as you may or may not know, we use Sugar for pretty much everything over here at Provident. To be able to see the customers that we're working with, those that with support tickets, those that have purchased a specific type of professional service, and then be able to have all of those reviews coming in without having to go to multiple platforms. I think it's definitely powerful, and if there's a review of 1 or 2, to be able to use, in Sugar, I don't know if you're all aware, but there's an escalation process, so you could actually use the escalation process that's already there to escalate certain reviews by certain customers that may have a specific tag. So yeah, I think it's generally really powerful. Do we have any more questions before I just go on to the last slide? I know we're 2 minutes over, but does anybody else have any other questions they would like to ask? Nobody has a hand up? Okay, hang on. Oh, hang on, I see one coming in. Maybe they came in. I don't know, Ryan, unless you're seeing any questions your end.
Yeah, I mean, I have a question just for people to know. I mean, do we have any specific Trustpilot subscriptions or SugarCRM account level to use the
Very good.
integration in regards
Yeah,
to the subscriptions?
Really good question, right? So you could be on SugarCell, Serve, Enterprise, and this would be absolutely fine. In terms of Trustpilot, though, you do need to be on either, I think it's the Trustpilot Enterprise, which has everything, or if you want a normal Trustpilot plan, I think there's like a Connect add-on. And then obviously once you buy that Connect add-on, it gives you access to Trustpilot's APIs. So yes, you do need that package for the integration to work. But in terms of the Sugar side of things, if you're on SugarCell Advanced or SugarCell Premier or SugarServe, then it doesn't really matter. Good question. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's great for everybody to know.
Great. Okay, and then just to move over, so thank you for joining today's session. So we have recently, within the last 2 weeks, released our Trustpilot integration onto the Sugar Outfitters store. We now have 2 on there, with a 3rd one on its way. So we're hoping to see a fuller library of that throughout the next few months. We have a special Black Friday offer for those that are interested in using the Trustpilot integration with Sugar. If you obviously have Trustpilot and Sugar, the code is there on the screen. Leticia, our marketing manager, will add the link where you can go and access the plugin on Sugar Outfitters, and pop the coupon code there in the chat. So just a few things on the coupon code. So it is it's an annual subscription for the Trustpilot plugin. There is a 50% off coupon code, which will give you 50% off for your first year. And the coupon code expires on the 31st of December this year. I think I've covered all of the terms and conditions around that, but I will get told if I haven't. So thank you, Leticia, for confirming. But didn't want to miss anything there. But yeah, I think then, obviously, if you do want any more information about the Trustpilot plugin, or just any other information about Sugar in general, my details are there on the screen. You've got the wider Provident team details as well. So just contact anyone here and we'll be happy to help. But yeah, I'd like to thank you all for attending, and I hope this has been a valuable session. And I'd, feedback, if you want to message me after this or give me a call with any feedback or any questions, please let me know. Thank you, Ryan, for moderating that, and Kate, thank you so much for joining and sharing those really good insights with us.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
And thank you to our wonderful marketing team for putting this together.
Thank you all for attending. Have a great continuation of the day.
Great, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.